Bro, listen, I've seen some crazy things in my lifetime. I've seen 88 to 90 millimeter turbos on scat packs. I've seen Honda Civics with a turbo literally bigger than the engine itself. But never in my entire life have I seen this. What you guys and gals are looking at is a blown LS engine. And by blown, I mean this thing took a Viagra and now it's standing up like an elderly man off a gas station pill. And it's going under the hood of an R34. By now you're probably saying, bro, why would anybody do that? That's sacrilege. That's sacrilege. That's coming from people who still have 2 donut tires on their Toyota Corolla. The finished result is going to be this thing right here. A blown LS R34. That don't even sound like it go together. That's like finding a Japanese woman with a BBL. It ain't something you see every day. Now listen, this is the type of guy that can't wait to be interviewed by Kyle 1320s. So what you got under the hood? Oh, I got a blower from the Big Dick Blower Shop. It's running 110 what the fuck race fuel. It make about 11 billion horsepower to the rear windows. And you know, I'm exaggerating of course, but bro, like this thing is probably going to scoot when they're finished with it. This thing probably hauls more ass than a hippo from Madagascar. This thing probably nastier than a virgin nun hiding a vibrator in her robe. This thing nastier than your grandmother in the 60s. This thing nastier than a tampon vending machine. This thing is nastier. Lord Jesus. This thing nastier than your mother's freshman year of college. And then the people that made this thing are based out of Florida. They're in Lighthouse Point, Florida. I've never even heard of Lighthouse Point, Florida. But Hobby Shop Garage, you know, they listen. Look, all I'm saying is Florida out here doing, you know, a whole lot of gangster shit. Bro, this car looks like a buff Japanese guy. This is what happens when you let an R34 sniff a line of coke. You know how fucking creative you have to be to come up with something like this? We in a generation that would deem this thing like as unnecessary. But it's never unnecessary if you're building something that you want to be nostalgic. Bro, like look at this fucking engine. It's taller than the roof line of the car itself. The only thing that sticks out like this is your mom nipples in a cold room. This is the most Need for Speed Hot Wheels build. Like, bro, this shit's crazy, dog. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, Florida dropping some real hits right now. So over the past weekend, people have spotted this thing headed to the crusher part of the GM plant. And my thing is, what is this? Because it looks like a concept, and you can tell it probably was because of the Z28 on the bumper, right? So my thing is this a concept for like the 5th gen Z28? Or is this a concept for like the 7th gen or maybe a 6th gen Z28? Because this looks nothing like a 6th gen. The tail lights look nothing like a 6th gen. It don't even look like a 5th gen. And then you have what appears to be a center exit exhaust. And like this whole diffuser area right here looks nothing like the previous Camaros. So if there's a possible 7th gen Camaro, possible, right? Theory time. If there's a possible, and I have to say that so don't nobody get confused. If there's a possible 7th gen Camaro, what would it need center exit exhausts for? Would it be utilizing the incoming 6th gen small block Chevy that GM got approved for? Or will they pull the whole Corvette engine in a Camaro trend like they did with previous Camaros before it? And this thing has never seen the light of day until now. And my thing is, like, you'd only be able to tell what generation this thing is a part of if you could see like a frontal view of this thing. You know, that'll tell the entire story. But the ass end of it is really all we got. What happened to the car culture? I'll tell you. Everybody became egotistical maniacs, hell-bent on impressing everybody else instead of building something for themselves. There was a time where people, held car meets and no regular people could come. You couldn't just go to a car meet because you heard about it. No, you had to have something nice and actually built to go to a car meet. The early 2000s consists of the years 99 all the way to 2004, because when 2005 came, right, that was the year YouTube got here. Then 2007 to 2008 is when YouTube started monetizing. What does this all have to do with each other? You're probably asking. I'm going to tie this all together. The age of social media came, and then that's when all the clout chasers hiding in secrecy, decided, you know what? We're finna take all this to social media. So what was relatively secret as far as racing and car meets and stuff like this was taboo stuff. You didn't just go online to your forums and go, listen, we finna do this at this parking lot right here. They didn't do that. You get kicked out forever, banned from any car meet in their vicinity. Now the age of social media arrived. Then now everybody and their mom got a racing video being posted. Everybody and their daddy, posting 60 rolls and rolls from a dig behind some warehouse somewhere. It just became a clusterfuck of bullshit. The best part about the early 2000s, nobody was saying, respect my build. Respect my build. No, it was Honda Preludes. I love Preludes, in case you all wanted to know. It was Honda Preludes, Honda Civics, Honda Del Sols. It was Nissan Sentras boosted, of course. Nissan Maximas boosted, of course. You had New Edge Mustang. Bro, you had a cavalcade, a menagerie of different vehicles that people could choose from. Like, people had their favorites, dog. It was beautiful, bro. It was like gumbo. It was so many things in that pot. You had multiple things to choose from. So for those of you that haven't been keeping up with what Ford has been doing lately, this year on the 15th, right, they patented the Boss name. Now, if you go way back to 1969 to 1970, we got the Boss 302 and the Boss 429. Here are the major differences. Boss 302 came with 290 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque, and it made that from small block 302 with a special high-riser carburetor, heads that had canted valves for improved airflow, and aluminum pistons, giving this thing a 10.5 to 1 compression ratio. It was also made to a 4-speed manual. The Boss 429, however, is nastier than a MILF with no teeth. Nastier than a Section 8 apartment on Thanksgiving. Under the hood was a 429 big block with, I can't say Hemi heads because it was like a Hemi, but it wasn't, which is why people call it the semi-Hemi. Ford said it made 375 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, but that was actually a lie, more than 5 times like the Maury show. This thing actually made over 500 plus horsepower. Now, we wouldn't see another Boss 302 until 2012 to 2013. And it came with the legendary Predator engine. A lot of guys would build their regular Mustang GTs, but use the Boss 302 short block because it had forged internals, better intake manifold. They'll use that too. The heads were good. Overall, it was just a damn good engine. It was basically a Coyote engine off of a female Viagra. Fast forward to 2025, and Ford has patented the Boss nameplate. Ford is going to have to be strategic with this Boss Mustang that they're building. They finna do it. We already have, 5-liter Coyote dark horses, and Shelby American already released the GT350, quote unquote, which is really just a hyped up, spec'd out Mustang GT. There's 2 options they have, right? Either they come up with an entirely different pushrod engine, right? They need to build a 429 cubic inch V8. They're going to have to. Or they can reuse the 7.3 liter gas engine. They don't have but so many options because, again, we already have 5-liter Coyote Mustangs. There's no other way for them to go but 429. No supercharger or nothing, just naturally aspirated big block with high RPM capabilities. Oh, and since they around here building legendary Mustangs again, we need, and I say this wholeheartedly, and I speak for all the Ford guys, I myself included, we need another Terminator Cobra. There, I said it, Ford. We need another Terminator Cobra. Come on, man. Who knows? I'm excited, though, bro. Like, comment below. Tell me what you guys think about them patenting the Boss nameplate. Do you think they're going to knock this next Mustang out of the park? Do you think it's going to flop? Let me know what you guys think below. I think they have a chance. I haven't lost hope in Ford yet. Make sure you like and subscribe because that helps the algorithm. I love you guys, and please have a blessed day.